So, today I wanted to talk about the Gifford Pinchot National Forest. I'm sure many of you local to Washington have visited the park, and it really is a special place. The Gifford Pinchot started as a part of the Mount Rainier National Park, which was created in 1897 by Teddy Roosevelt and was later segmented into the Columbia National Forest in 1905. During this period of time, the public was concerned with exploitation of natural resources, and the Forest Service was created to help manage wilderness areas in a sustainable way. In 1949, it was renamed the Gifford Pinchot National Forest in honor of the U.S. Forest Service's first chief, Gifford Pinchot, who promoted things like sustainable resource harvesting, conservation, and forest science. The Gifford Pinchot is pretty diverse, and that's part of what makes it so incredible. It has alpine meadows, contains both Mount St. Helens and Mount Adams, holds multiple watersheds and old growth forests, and overall has a huge amount of biodiversity. It has a pretty substantial amount of recreational use, and hikers, campers, mountain climbers, and kayakers all frequent the area. I'm pretty sure I've been to the Gifford Pinchot at least once a year since I was born, and there are pictures of me as an infant being packed around through the bare grass by my dad, who's also an avid hiker. Before the Gifford Pinchot was a national park, however, it was home to several Native American tribes. These indigenous people moved through the land seasonally and harvested resources like fish, game animals, and plants as they came into season. They were the first stewards of the land, practicing controlled burns and targeted hunting to control wildlife populations and ensure healthy ecosystems. Places like Indian Heaven were used for gathering huckleberries, tribal council meetings, intertribal trading, and for religious and cultural ceremonies. Throughout the park, you can see cedar trees, which were harvested for their inner bark, which was then utilized for basket making, building homes, making clothing, and for medicinal and spiritual purposes. Laser Cave has some of the oldest archaeological artifacts found in the park, with some dating back 7,000 years. They found stone tools, evidence of campfires, and animal bones in the cave, suggesting that it was used by hunting parties over several generations. These native people lived in the Gifford Pinchot area for thousands of years before the first white settlers showed up, and their stories end in the same way most Native American stories end, with displacement, reservations, Indian boarding schools, and a decimation of their culture. These people called the Gifford Pinchot home and helped shape it into the place we know today. Acknowledging their contributions to the land is important for so many reasons: to create lasting relationships between native tribes and other groups of people, to share knowledge and practices that cultivate good land stewardship of our national parks, and as a form of justice, so that their history is not wiped away even more. The Gifford Pinchot truly is an amazing part of our nation, and if you haven't been to the park, I really do recommend you go. To fully appreciate the Gifford Pinchot, we must appreciate the impact Native people had on the land and continue to work with local tribes to manage the park.